Hello everyone, welcome back for some more Let's Read Tsukihime. So, I started to record this again, but the record button didn't press. Dang it! I'm not happy. I started recording and I got to the next scene after this, and then I saw that it wasn't recording and I wanted to die. But hey, the good news is we're recording now. It's all good. We got that wonderful anime soundtrack playing. Yes, I'll watch the anime. I've said it a bunch of times. People are like, are you gonna watch it? Yeah, when I'm done, of course. But we're good. We're good now. It's actually recording. Why? Okay. Let's continue. We're trying to get friendly with Kohaku so that she doesn't let it set in, let's say. So, let's continue. To be honest, Kohaku-san is the hardest job because she has to prepare the feast for the four of us. I don't think I can be that much help in cooking, but I'll go see Kohaku-san. The kitchen has already become a battlefield. On each counter there's a mountain of ingredients, but I get the urge to turn around and go back as soon as I enter. Shiki-san, is there anything I can do for you? Kohaku-san peeks her head through. Oh no, I was thinking I could maybe help or something. But it seems I entered a world where I shouldn't be. Well, that really helps. To tell the truth, I was thinking I'm going to ask you for some help. Oh, really? But I don't have any cooking skills, so I'm unsure if I can even help Kohaku-san. Speaking as someone who does cooking in a kitchen quite a bit, even just having a gopher is quite nice. Just someone to do menial, not cooking tasks. Not at all. It's something anyone can do. Come on, please lend me a hand. Kohaku-san takes my hand and pulls me with her. Not really understanding what's going on, I end up helping Kohaku-san. After calming down a bit, I realized the kitchen is actually pretty small for a mansion so large. They probably had a much bigger galley when there were many people living in the mansion, but with just Akiha, Hisui, Kohaku-san, and I, they had this smaller kitchen prepared. Here, please wash your hands and use this apron. I don't know whose taste this is a reflection of, but she hands me an apron that says Quiet Unsociable Person on it. Is that Hisui's? I don't know. I'll start you off with this simple task, Shiki-san. When it's all done, I have another task just for you. Kohaku-san's in a good mood. First, I have to take the shells off all these shrimp. Hey, these shrimp fresh? Wick, wick, wick. Sound of a knife lightly hitting the cutting board. Kohaku-san's humming fills the kitchen, and not her weird noises, as I assumed the last time I read this. Because we read this with Akia's root there. Well, she must be immersed in cooking because she doesn't say much. As for me, I actually enjoy peeling the shrimp and, well, keep on peeling the skin. You know, this really brings back memories. Before the incident and before I left the mansion, I played like this several times with Kohaku-san and Akiha. See, yeah, I was actually thinking that in this route, he would learn a lot earlier the truth, but it doesn't seem like he has. We were young then, and we didn't even think about how we were of the opposite gender. We were just in this spacious mansion, and all we knew was the continuous fun of every day. We played around so much, we forgot all about those things that bothered us before. Or maybe in order to forget the bothersome pasts, we tried to pass our days with as much fun as possible. Chiki-san, you really have taken a liking to peeling those shrimp, haven't you? No, not really. Why do you ask? Because you look like you're having so much fun. It's because there's a knife in my hand. I enjoy knives. You know, Hisui-chan, her eyebrows would always be so scrunched up by the time she gets done. Really? I'm surprised. She looks like the type that would do it without complaint. Yeah, for some reason, Hisui-chan is poor at cooking, which is why her cooking is weaponized in Melty Blood. But she's really great at cleaning and arranging things. Is that so? I always felt that both you and Hisui could do anything. If that were true, I would be very happy. But both Hisui-chan and I are merely normal, so we have our faults too. Hisui-chan's sense of taste is a little strange, so Even when she makes things that she thinks are delicious for Akia-sama or I, it tastes really strange. I see, so that's why Hisui doesn't cook. Hisui's sense of taste is a little odd. Kohaku-san, what's her fault, I wonder? Well, we learned about that, actually, outside, kind of. Well, come to think of it, you and Hisui are very different in your own ways. Kohaku-san, you were always cheerful while Hisui stayed in the mansion back then. It's not what it is, but... Oh, did I look that cheerful? I always thought I was watching you all, though. Yeah, I remember. You would always run around with us, but you would tell us to stop doing dangerous things and look out for us. I really do remember, and here's the music that's way too epic for what it's gonna be. Playing tag in the courtyard of the mansion, trying as hard as we can to catch my old man's carp in the pond. Hey, remember that time? The time where we left the mansion from the gate, right? We didn't know the way to get back, and you ended up calling the mansion, and one of the mansion's servants had to come pick us up. Yes, and after that, Makihisa-sama really did yell at you. Everyone was playing with you, but somehow you ended up being the only one. We did many things, but in the end, you always saved Akia-sama and me from getting in trouble. She giggles as she speaks aloud nostalgically. What's this? Talking about old times, I really feel like I've returned now. That's right. I don't really have too many memories of this mansion, but talking about old times honestly makes me feel nostalgic. But my memories aren't just happy ones. But I did treat Hisui poorly. The girl who was always in the corner of my heart. In the end, I was never able to have a true conversation with the girl by the window. Well, guess what, pal? Guess what, buddy? Guess what you're having right now? That girl, she was always watching us from the window. Always. It struck me. That lonely face looking down. I always thought it'd be great if she could come and play. But still, before I left the mansion, she gave me that one parting gift. That's right. That's right. She was always shy even then. So I never knew what she was thinking. Oh no, this is her, right. I always thought if Hisui-chan was happy, it wouldn't matter what happened to me. Okay, wait. She was always shy even then. So I never knew what she was thinking. I always thought if Hisui-chan was happy, it wouldn't matter what happened to me. Okay. That's interesting from the other perspective. Like, that actually makes more sense. That's really interesting. Kohaku-san, you are a really good older sister. I'm feeling happy, so I give an answer like that. Like, there's no lie there. All of a sudden, with a short sound, Kohaku-san lifts her... Oh, right! She cuts herself! I can see she cut her finger with the kitchen knife. No, Kohaku-san, your finger... Huh? After I say that, she seems to have realized she cut her finger. Ah, that's true. That's true? Hey, Kohaku-san. I don't believe this. And I could see that the cut is really deep, but Kohaku-san is still slow-paced. How embarrassing. I'm supposed to be such a good chef. Kohaku-san gives her normal laugh. This is no laughing matter. We have to take care of it, like, right away. It's fine. It isn't life-threatening or anything. Yeah, but you're going to contaminate the food, which is worse. But doesn't it hurt? It's cut pretty badly. No, not at all. If I think it doesn't hurt, then it won't hurt. If I think this isn't my finger and it's just the finger of some doll, then I won't feel any pain, right? God, her coping mechanism. It's like... That's what it is. It's her coping mechanism, man. With a smile, Kohaku-san says something pretty outlandish. Well, I'm sure if you can think of it that way, it won't hurt as much, but you can't get rid of it all. Look, let's just get it taken care of. I'm a little weak when it comes to blood, so if I have an anemic fit right here, it'll be your fault, Kohaku-san. I see. Then I should take care of it right away. Well then, Shiki-san, excuse me for a moment. The whole time her smile never cracks, and giving me a bow with her head, she leaves the kitchen. Oof. Oof, you've already viewed this scene, skipperoo. Alright, I got partway through this scene before I realized, oh crap, I'm not recording. So here we go, now we can fully enjoy this. The drinking continues. I don't know how this happened, but it looks like the Tonoshiki welcome party had just turned into a drinking party. Ikea might be used to drinking as she gulps down her glass as if she's drinking water. Kohaku-san slowly drinks with Ikea while refilling Ikea's cup. Seeing that their faces still look normal, I'm guessing they don't show drunkenness on their faces. Incidentally, Hisui sits on the couch dizzily after drinking just one sip. Ikea really has quite a lot of tolerance. Looking at the smiling Ikea and Kohaku-san, I gulped down my glass. It's just water, as I only drank a mouthful of alcohol during the toast. Take a bite of the smoked salmon on the table. Hey, check this out, okay? Smoked salmon. Number 1, delicious. I love smoked salmon. Smoked stuff is good. Salmon, delicious. Wonderful, but check this out, okay? What's the most popular type of Japanese alcohol? Sake. What's the Japanese word for salmon? Sake. Look at that. It's a pun. Japanese word play is amazing, and by God, I'm so alone, please. Why? God, I want some smoked salmon right now, though. It is exquisite. In the Tono household, even the snacks are first class. Just gotta get around the blood. Even though there might be a lot of problems, it's pretty enjoyable right now. To be blunt, Ikea and Kohaku-san's conversation is outright boring. It's as if they were discussing how the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Despite that, it all seems rather charming seeing them laughing at these kinds of conversations. On the other hand, Hisui's holding the glass she used during the toast and gazing vacantly. Whenever I look away from Hisui, the glass becomes a little more empty. She seems to be enjoying herself too. Sneak another bite of food. I'm pretty weak against alcohol, so I prefer to eat the finger food instead. And what happened? Ikea stands up and walks over to me. Nissan, you've only been eating. You aren't going to drink any. Ikea looks at me a little dissatisfied. Now, look, I don't care if you get drunk, but you shouldn't try to make others drink at your pace. I'm not used to drinking a lot, so if you want something to drink with, Kohaku-san can... I try to point over to Kohaku-san, but she isn't there. It seems she went to get more alcohol from the kitchen. Well, excuse me. I'm not the slightest bit drunk. Raising her glass with one hand, Ikea leans forward. I see. Well, since Kohaku-san isn't here, I guess she's messing with me since she has no one to talk to. Kohaku-san doesn't have anything to do with this. We're talking about why you are not drinking. Well, I have been drinking. That's a lie. I haven't had a chance to pour you anything. I was drinking so that you could relax, but all you've been doing is munching away at the food Kohaku made. You haven't even had one glass, right? Ikea pouts. Is it just me or is his step a little unsteady? Ikea, I just have to ask, are you drunk? Don't be ridiculous. I'm not drunk at all. You will be dead drunk long before I will. You are dead drunk. Hurry up and finish your glass. I will listen to whatever you have to say when you are done. She points commandingly at the glass, except her finger is wobbling all over. She's like, you will drink that. Her hand's just going nuts. It's just going everywhere. And we're like, okay, I guess I'm drinking everything, man. Okay, I've said this before, but you really are drunk. Sheesh. You really are persistent. I told you I'm not drunk. Ikea yells and wobbles back. Her own voice caused her to get dizzy, so what part of that is in being drunk? Oh well, have a seat. We can chat a bit, I suppose. I pat the sofa next to me. Yes, I'll sit. Ikea sits down on the sofa. I don't know where all her bossiness disappeared to, but she just meekly sits down. For some reason, I suddenly don't feel comfortable. Resigned, I pick up my glass and take a light gulp. The unfamiliar alcohol burns my throat. Doesn't taste good at all. Yeah. If you're not a big drinker, like, just being told, hey, drink this, it's like, well, I'm probably not going to like it. That's why, honestly, all I drink are coolers. Like, maybe a rum and coke, but I need mix-ins or I need fruity stuff just because, like, the taste of alcohol itself isn't very great. And if you're at the point where the taste of pure alcohol is what you like, you might be an alcoholic. I know you probably don't want to hear that, but it's true. Also, beer is like the worst thing ever. Oh, beer is disgusting. I do not understand how people can drink. When I worked at BioWare, we were literally across from like a beer plant, and I had to wait out by the bus. And in the summer, it got so hot and muggy that like the air smelled like gross wheat, and I wanted to die. I feel the ground dip beneath me, as if I was feeling dizzy from my anemia. But I can't say this feels bad either. I might as well just finish it off so I down the rest of it. I'm surprised. You may have said differently before, but you seem to like drinking, Nissan. What do you mean? I'm not a big drinker or anything. It doesn't look like it. You were drinking that rather happily. Akia leans over and takes a bottle from the table. I'll water it down, but do you have any other preferences? Akia pours me whiskey without asking. Oh, whiskey. I can't do whiskey. Oh, one time my grandpa was like, he popped open like some 100-year-old port, and he's like, oh, this is the good stuff. And like he gave me a small glass, and I took a sip, and it tasted like dust. It tasted like dust, and I was the worst. Anyways, common sense demands that I stop her. But, well, she seems so happy I throw aside any thoughts of common sense. Please water it down a lot, otherwise I won't be able to drink it. As you say. Well then, let's start, shall we? Akia happily fills my glass. Man, I don't even drink this much when I'm with Arahiko. I lean back on the sofa. I down the glass with my neck tilted so far back I can see the ceiling. I drink what Akia poured me slowly without letting my mouth go from the glass. Whew. Well, are you satisfied, princess? I place the empty glass on the table. That's the way to do it. I have to take points off for not drinking it fast, but it's still a passing grade. You're pretty strict. That was my new record, you know. You told me to drink it, so I pushed myself. Really? This is pretty rare, you keeping me company like this, Nissan. She chuckles. Pouring herself another glass, she downs it. My heart beats loudly at the sight of her face. She looks so mature when she's drinking. She closes her eyes and tilts her head back. Seeing her white throat voluptuously gulp down alcohol, I forget about being drunk. Let me remind you at this point, he thinks that that's his sister. Akia lets out a deep breath. The glass is empty. She says under her breath something to the effect that it is delicious. What is it, Nissan? Is there something on my face? Nothing. It's nothing. Without thinking, I pick up my glass. Another one? This time we'll have something a little bit stronger. Akia fills up the glasses again. I didn't really want another glass, but I suppose it won't hurt. Trying to imitate Akia, I drink it all in one gulp. Wasn't that much alcohol, but I shouldn't have drank it that fast. My head starts to spin, and I fall back down the sofa. Nissan, are you alright? I'm fine. I just got a little dizzy, but I'm not drunk. I think I'll rest for a little bit. You go ahead and have fun. Laying back on the sofa, stare aimlessly at the ceiling. Even though I feel completely drained, I feel incredibly good. I'm sorry. I forced you to drink too much. Kia's voice sounds very sad. Nah, maybe it was a little much, but it feels good. I drank it because you drank it so deliciously. I guess the result is alright, though. So go ahead and keep drinking. Once I settle down, I'll join you again. Okay. If you say so, I will wait until you are done. I hear the sound of something pouring. As expected, she pours another glass and drink it. Well, that's odd. Isn't anything much, but I feel incredibly relaxed here. Alright. Taking a deep breath, I get up from the sofa. Nissan, are you feeling better? I'm fine. I'll keep you company a little bit more. I give her my glass. Smiling, she pours me another drink. This time I decide to drink at my own pace. Time passes by. Yasui's fallen asleep on the sofa. Kohaku-san never did come back from the kitchen. The only ones still moving about are me and Akiya, but I'm pretty drunk, so I wouldn't necessarily call myself moving about. But still, I want to keep Akiya company until Kohaku-san returns. Nissan, you are very kind today. Akiya says this suddenly in a small voice. Ah, kind? Me? Yes. Normally you are a very cold person. Acting kind like this is very rare, isn't it? Really? I don't really know why, but maybe I'm cold. Oh, Nissan, you don't understand yourself very well. You're a very kind person, but at the same time you're very cold. Because you make no distinction between people. You don't have anyone that you like the most, no matter if you hate them or like them. Nissan, you like and forgive everyone. But that is very cruel to the people who want to be closest to you. For you, everyone is the same. Me, Kohaku, Hisui, we are all the same for you. That isn't kindness. Like an old dog that knows its time of death is near, you simply don't want to leave anything behind. You were like that back then, but now, how do I say it? You seem very dangerous, and that makes me uneasy. Downcast Akiya continues to speak as if she's thinking aloud. Her glass is empty. She doesn't fill it, and her quiet voice echoes in the air. Hey. Wait, I just thought you were maybe... Wait, is this her? It was stupid to think that... Oh, this is her. I just thought you were maybe inconsiderate and very lonely. I was just thinking something stupid like that. There isn't anyone you'll hold dearest in your heart. Maybe you lost that person a long time ago. Back then, I thought if you just liked me, that would be fine. At least there isn't anyone you like the most, so that's good enough. But now it is... Thank you for waiting. More food and more drink. With a smile, Kohaku-san returns. Akiya suddenly swallows her words with a sigh, pours herself more drink. Hey, Nissan, please drink some more as well. It's just me drinking now. Taking the bottle that Kohaku-san brought, she pours some more drink into my glass. No, I've had enough. I've had twice as much as normal, so let me pass on this one. If I do drink more, I'll really end up in bad shape. What are you saying? You haven't even had a bottle yet. It's way too early to say you've had enough. You said you'd drink with me, right? Come on, she says and holds out my glass. But I really am at my limit. Now, Akiya-sama, you do have to realize that Shiki-san does not have the same tolerance as you do, Akiya-sama. Shiki-san, you should say no or you'll be in trouble. Akiya-sama doesn't get drunk no matter how much she drinks, so if you keep drinking with her until she's happy, you'll end up drinking till dawn. Wait a minute, Kohaku. You made me sound like some sort of an alcoholic. Angrily, Akiya takes another drink. Even though she drank a lot, it seems like it's her first glass. No matter what Akiya says, Kohaku-san seems to be right. Sorry, Akiya. I really have to stop now. You know my doctor says I shouldn't drink too much, right? Akiya descends into an apologetic silence. That is true. Don't look so sad. I can still keep you company till you're done drinking. How's that? She nods, but she doesn't look quite satisfied. Well then, I'll pour your drinks, Akiya-sama. See, Shiki-san is still here, so isn't everything okay, Akiya-sama? I guess. Certainly having Nissan keep me company is rare enough. I will let it go this time. Akiya holds out her glass to Kohaku-san. Smiling, Kohaku-san serves Akiya another drink, who starts to sip it slowly. It's gotten pretty late. Hisui woke up eventually, and we talked about unimportant things. It's probably the fault of the alcohol, but I don't remember what we talked about at all. Just meaningless, warm conversation. Because I wasn't used to that kind of stuff, I settled into an insecure comfort like hanging from a silken thread. It's probably because of that. On one hand, I thought it'd be nice for this to continue, but on the other, I wanted a little time to myself. All of a sudden... Nissan? Akiya, with eyes full of anxiety, looks up at me. What is it? Are you feeling okay, Akiya? No, that's not it. I just got uneasy all of a sudden. Hey, Nissan, you won't go away again, will you? No. I don't know what will happen in the future, but I've decided to stay here for now. At least until I finish school, and until it seems that Akia can manage by herself. But that would imply that I would leave sometime. Stop, I don't want to hear those words. This is your house, so no matter what happens, it is best for you to live here, right? After saying this, she downs her glass. An amazing sight. As if drinking down her uneasiness, she empties her glass. Gulp, gulp, her cheeks are faintly flushed, showing that she has a buzz. Akia sighs. Why do you always make me feel so uneasy, Nissan? She must be drunk as she stares at me blankly. Seeing that, my heart starts to beat fast for no reason. Are you listening? As long as you are here, I'm fine, but you always... Her eyes look straight ahead. Her cheeks are red and her eyes are glazed. This all seems very erotic. Maybe it's because I'm drunk as well, or there's a sick saxophone in the background. She's my sister, so why... Akia... Nissan, I feel strange. She speaks aimlessly as if she was someone else. This keeps up, Akia-sama, your glass is empty. I'll pour you some more, okay? Yeah, thanks, Kohaku. Kohaku-san pours another drink, which she downs promptly. And then, all of a sudden, Akia looks very serious. Akia? That's odd. I seem to be drunk. She massages her temple with her fingers. Seem to be drunk? You've been drunk for quite a while. What are you saying? I'm drunk, so of course it won't make sense. She placed her glass on the table quickly. Well, that's strange. I just got started. Saying that, she collapses towards me. Hey, Akia! What are you... It's pretty obvious, though. That is pretty obvious, though. Hey! There's no response. Breathing tells me she is happily asleep. This is rare indeed. I have not seen Akia drunk in years. Akiha Tono age. She's 17. So she's already not supposed to be... How many years has she been drinking? What? That's so weird. I mean, did she start in, like, junior high? Jeez. Kohaku-san smiles amusedly. Kohaku-san, what do you mean? Well, Akia-sama does not usually get drunk. But when she drinks over a certain limit, I guess all the alcohol hits her and she falls asleep. So for Akia-sama, being drunk is the same as going to sleep. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but if Akia-sama got drunk like most people, wouldn't that be scary? Shiki-san, could you imagine a rampaging Akia-sama? Yeah, I've played online. Kohaku-san paints a very frightening mental image. Deciding not to answer, I look at Akia's sleeping face. Akia is sleeping contentedly. She's leaning with her whole body against mine. You can feel her breathing and her body warmth. I remember that strange feeling before. I felt before. She must have been completely drunk because she seemed like a totally different person. I can't deny that I was utterly flustered, which is weird, because that's my sister! Having her sleep so contentedly against me puts me in a daze. Without a doubt, she's very beautiful. I can't believe she's my sister when I met her after 8 years. But that doesn't mean anything. All I can think is that looking at her resting up against me is a good thing. Without a doubt, she is my sister. One of the reasons I came back to the mansion was to protect Akiha. Shiki-sama, if Akiha-sama sleeps like that, I believe she might catch a cold. Oh yeah, that's right. It's October, so we shouldn't let our guard down. There might be a spooky, scary skeleton nearby. I will take Akiha-sama up to her room. Okay, so he hoists Akia over her shoulder and exits the room. The only ones left are me and Kohaku-san. Well, if Akia-sama is asleep, then we should end this party. I'll take care of tidying things up, so please return to your room, Shiki-san. I nod. I really do want to help, but I'm a little too drunk for that. If I helped in this condition, I'd probably just get in the way. Sorry, Kohaku-san. Please take care of things. Just leave it to me, please. Good night, Shiki-san. I go to the courtyard to clear my head of some of the alcohol. The breeze is a little cool, so it feels good against my hot skin. Well, this is bad. I really did drink too much. All that drinking gave me a headache, and I start to feel a little dizzy. I'll probably have some nightmares tonight. Well, just something I have to face after drinking. Ikea seemed really happy tonight. 1 or 2 nightmares is a small price to pay for that. Sitting down on a chair, I take a deep breath. The night breeze blows against my skin. There is nothing but silence. All the other houses are far from the Tono mansion. Doing this, I feel like I'm in a mansion in the middle of the woods, and I almost forget that I'm a normal student. An empty, weak atmosphere. A soundless scenery of stagnation. The small fragment of memory about a garden. There is no one there. No father to yell at us. No one to tie us down and lock us away. Or even that person who curses Tonoshiki. A long time ago, it all wore away, declining into something worthless. Thinking about these rambling ideas, my eyelids start to droop more and more. Shiki-san, if you sleep there, you'll catch a cold. And that voice jars me from my sleep. I'm sorry, Shiki-san. I guess it would have been better if you didn't drink anything tonight. Kohaku-san says this with her usual smile, looking at me. Seems that Kohaku-san must have guessed I came here to cool off. I guess I got a little carried away. Not thinking about your health, I forced you to do too much. It was very tough, wasn't it? Kohaku-san apologetically keeps her distance. What is this? This doesn't seem like the normal cheery Kohaku-san. It was my decision to drink, so she shouldn't feel bad about it. Jesus, this isn't like you at all, Kohaku-san. I look at Kohaku-san, but she's still looking apologetic, so I sleepily gaze into the forest. It wasn't tough at all. Ikea was so happy and it was fun. Kohaku-san, you're just thinking about it too much. Staring blankly at the forest, I try to make my voice sound as gentle as possible. A brief silence ensues. Suddenly, like a rabbit poking its head out of a bush, Kohaku-san comes into view. Kohaku-san? Ah, so you are awake, Shiki-san. You got so quiet all of a sudden I thought you fell asleep. She says this, scolding me. It sounds like she wanted to tell me that I shouldn't sleep here. I'm fine, Kohaku-san. I'm awake, so don't worry. I'll go back to my room once I'm done cooling off, so you can go back inside. I refuse. I wanted to cool off as well, so I'll keep you company until you are done. With her usual smile, Kohaku-san looks longingly at the fallen leaves in the forest. Well, if you feel like it, then that's fine, Kohaku-san. Kohaku-san doesn't answer, and she walks over the leaves, which crinkle as she takes each step. Silence ensues again. Thanks, Kohaku-san. It was really fun today. I really do mean it. What do you mean? Today wasn't something you should thank us for. Maybe, but it really was fun. Come to think of it, it was the first time we did something like that, and I finally felt like part of the family. It isn't like it isn't like we didn't do things like this when I stayed at the Arimas. It's just that when I lived there, I didn't want to be a bother, and I couldn't concentrate on having fun like today. Family. Tilting her head to the side, she asks in a small, soft voice. For a very brief instant, it looked like Kohaku-san removed her usual mask, but returns to her usual self. But, Shiki-san, as long as you stay at the mansion, you won't ever have the family you are dreaming about. All your relatives shun you, and your only ally is Akiha-sama. That means your life here will be very painful. What she says is correct. 8 years ago, I was treated badly enough to get me out of this house, so it's natural they still think badly of me. Well, I'm prepared for that, but it doesn't really matter. Akia put up with it for 8 years. I'm her big brother, so I should be able to put up with it easily. Those 8 years, since she was little, Akia had to endure a strict upbringing. Compared to that, my relatives disliking me isn't really that much. I see. Akia-sama is really lucky, having a brother that thinks so much of her. I don't know. I don't think I'm a good brother to Akiha. I have weird thoughts about her, man. Still smiling, she continues to giggle. Seeing her laugh so much makes me feel a little embarrassed. But that is strange. Thinking only of Akiha-sama, and not thinking of yourself like that. Huh? You, too, have led a bad life. Being disinherited and sent away, there had to have been some hard times for you, too. And when you finally start to really get along with the Arima family, you come back here. You were made to leave a normal family that suited you the most, due to a mere whim of the Tono house. I don't even know how to respond. That morning, 3 days ago, I remember the face of Keiko-san standing in the doorway as we parted. I didn't want to see that always steadfast person smile so sadly. Like Kohaku-san said, I left a big part of me behind that was so attached to them when I left. See, Shiki-san? Don't tell me you never thought of that. No, that's something I shouldn't think about. Kohaku-san, why are you... I want to ask her why she's bringing all this up now. I wanted Kohaku-san, Akia, and Hisui to think I came back here because I wanted to. Shiki-san. I hear a voice. I can't ignore her voice, so I look up. The mask is gone. You know it too. You would have been happier staying with the Arima family. But why is Why? Or why? Why did you come back to the mansion now, when there is only unhappiness waiting for you here? Why is she saying that, with that almost crying face? I can't answer. I just stare at Kohaku-san as if I was in some sort of a trance. Oh, you're mean asking me to talk about such difficult things. I'm sorry. I guess I must be drunk as well. Saying such things, there must be something wrong with me. She's smiling. Smiling like that, it makes it seem like she didn't even ask me something so serious. Kohaku-san, about that subject earlier, isn't it natural for me to come back here to my own home? I couldn't leave Akia all alone, and I couldn't burn the Arimas forever. So, that is your reason for coming back. Kohaku-san seems like she understands, but, well, that's a lie. There is another reason, something more important than Akiha. Shiki-san? What is it? Oh, it's different, Kohaku-san. Really, well, there's another important reason. Is it happening? Is it happening? Really? Does that mean it's a secret? I don't know. It isn't that it's a secret, but it's an important memory I have that I don't want to talk about. I borrowed something when I left here, so I came back to return it. But it seems that Hisui doesn't remember it, though. No! I get up from the chair. I've cooled down, so I'm going back to my room. Raising a hand, I exit the courtyard. No! No! Oh, it hurts! Kohaku just looks at me dumbstruck. I want to die, 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 I want to die. I collapse on the bed. It's probably the fault of the alcohol as I start to feel very sleepy. It's probably because I said those words to Kohaku-san. I start to think about the promise I made 8 years ago. You can never come back to this mansion ever again. I still remember the time when my father said those words to me, and my feelings as I left my room. That time when I realized that I would be all alone, just like I was before I met Sensei. Not being able to keep my promise with Sensei, I guess I became empty inside. That time, the girl I spoke with only once, that was my only saving grace. I don't know what kind of magic was in those words. Give it back, okay? Just those words. But to me, those words meant so much back then. I always thought those words were important. Well, it seems that Hisui forgot she ever said them to, though. Oh well, it can't be helped. It was just a promise we made as children. It's a shame, but it really can't be helped. Oh, it hurts! It hurts! 8 years is a long time. Actually, remembering a promise from your childhood is stranger than forgetting it, I suppose. Well, I should sleep. Taking a deep breath, close my eyes. I sink into a deep sleep. Oh, this sucks. Hello? I feel the heat, and my body awakens. Roasting. My throat is burning. My blood is evaporating. The roasting must be leaving scars all over. Roasting. I can't think clearly. I can feel the dirty presence of someone else in my room. Burning. I decide to leave my room. Whoa, what is happening? Why are we doing this? The clock says it's past midnight. The burning won't stop. Confusion. Thump thump. My heart pounds. Sexual excitement. The whole world pulsates in unison. Delusion. Burning. Crimson. Fuel tube! Fuel tube? Exploding. Multiplying. The black wings of insects. It's as if my eyes, blood of mad desire, have a pulse. Type. Different death. I enter the darkness. My exploding heart scourges me forward. More and more. Thump, 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 thump. The beating that makes my existence pale in comparison. My heart doubles, burning my single body with her fierce pulsation. Now, time to fulfill her wish. And then, there were the corpses of strangers in front of me. 1, 2, 3 people. I count aloud. I point at each one with my finger, my red finger. No, both my hands seem painted red. Of course, there isn't any paint anywhere around me. The only thing here is the flayed spaghetti with meat sauce, of course. What? What? We're having a bit of pasta pazzoul? What? Shut up! That line isn't real. We're having a bit of spaghetti with the meat sauce, of course. Arrivederci. I'm going nuts from that line. That wasn't seriously written. Shut up. I love it. It's so cringe. On the ground is my knife engraved with Nanatsu Yoru. This means it doesn't even require thought. I did this. I pick up my knife. I can't believe it, but what's done is done. Now that I realize it, my once burning body has cooled down. Now that I'm done, I should go back to the mansion. Someone's coming. Someone comes down the pathway. Great. This place already overflowing with spaghetti. Now I have to make some more meat sauce on top of it. No, you can't. Knees weak. Mom, spaghetti. The footsteps approach. The dark shadow becomes a little clearer. I grip my knife. The shadow enters the alley. Kin! A sound of metal clashing. Can't believe it. Without any indication at all, that shadow totally intercepted my attack. The enemy also uses a knife. Our attacks canceled each other's fatal strikes to the throat. Oh, it was literally a melty blood clash. That's surprising. Our voices overlap in the darkness. We both put away our knives at the same time. I didn't expect to see my kind here I didn't expect to see my kind here after coming back. It's my first time seeing a killer. He laughs as he says this. A pure laugh without any bad intentions. It's like the laugh of a boxer that finally cut weight and steps into the ring to face his greatest lifetime rival. Probably. I have the same smile on my face. He snorts as he turns around. We walk to the main street. This looks like a good spot. It's a bit odd for 2 grown men to be standing about, isn't it? I sit down on the sidewalk. As if he just thought of something, he keeps walking to the vending machine. Hey, give me some money. I don't have any. I'm not exactly rich right now, but I give him the biggest coin I have. I always wanted to try this. He says this happily and buys 2 cans of coffee. Catch. Are we having coffee with Michael? Alright. I get the change and a can of coffee. He sits by my side and takes a drink out of the can. For some reason, I think this is all I've been doing all day. Ugh. I don't think cigarettes and coffee are that great. I wonder why adults even drink these things. They're training their endurance. Being an adult is pretty hard work. Ah, I see. You're pretty smart. He chuckles, delighted. I take a drink as well. I can't help but agree with him. It must be awfully suicidal wanting to drink something that tastes like poison. Bro, coffee is delicious. What are you talking about? Vending machine coffee in Japan is one of the best things I ever had. Well, anyway, you're a pretty awful guy. How you just suddenly strike at someone's throat like that? You're one to talk. You were trying to kill me too. Is that so? Well, what's done is done. We're both alive, so we'll call it even. Well, he's right. We both tried to kill each other, so even if one of us died, we'd still be even. This competition, that sounds right. Even though he keeps saying it's disgusting, he keeps happily drinking the coffee. Well, this isn't bad once you get used to it. This feels like a get-together of bad boys kicked out of society. He says so, killing his smile. Really? Well, you want to smoke? We look more like bad boys that way. What the frick is happening right now? Yeah, I'll pass. They numb the brain. If you want to remain pure, you shouldn't take any poison. So says the guy drinking coffee. What's with you? You're pretty nitpicky for a killer. Humans eat poison every day, so isn't this all right? You have some tolerance against it too, right? He laughs loudly. I feel the exact same way, so I take another sip. Are we literally just having coffee and cigarettes with honest mids Michael right now? I can't believe this. I speak with him for another hour. We ramble about nothing as we watch cars go by. The most pointless thing was probably our special powers. My eyes that can see death. His body that dies with great difficulty. We began by discussing their principles. I see. Well, does that mean you can kill the 5 senses? He says such nonsense. Well, I can't do that. I can't kill something so vague it needs an expression to be understood. Oh, not at all. Look, if you want to kill sight, kill the eyes. Hearing, kill the ears. I can do at least that much, but you're different. You can kill things without crushing them. The moment you see those lines, you can kill. Not the object, but its very meaning. That's why something beyond the 5 senses, like the 6th sense, spirit and emotion, you should be able to kill those things too. Huh. Well, he has a point. My eyes themselves are an aberration. Using logic to understand them is a mistake from the start. Then I can kill that too? The apparition that I once saw in my childhood. The haunting thing called Crimson Red Vermilion. But that seems hard. If I do that, I don't know how much longer I can stay sane. Yeah. It's like trying to calculate as God using the mind of a human. You'd cripple yourself for sure. He says this as he walks towards the vending machine again. Hey. So looking at the vending machine, he holds his hand behind me. Towards me. I toss him a coin, which he catches skillfully and uses to buy another can of coffee. After drinking this, he turns to me again. Really has been a long time since I talked to another person. That's really weird. That's strange. Were you stranded on an island or something? Huh? I'm still stranded on this island. Seems that I'm out of alignment with society. They say someone who kills people for no reason is just crazy. There's really no way someone like me who's out of tune could have a conversation with someone in tune. Huh. So we're out of tune. Yeah. It's not a matter of who's off tune. Those out of tune with society are the ones out of tune. Oh, really? Maybe society's the one out of tune instead. What do you mean by that? Exactly what I said. Didn't you just say that just now? It's like majority rule. The views of the minority that aren't the same as the views of the majority are said to be unusable and rejected. It doesn't matter who's right or wrong. If you don't fit in, you're left out, regardless of if you think you're right or wrong. The term out of tune doesn't follow universal rules. So you're trying to say that killers like us aren't evil? Who knows? I don't know about good or evil, but if you think about it logically, we aren't the ones out of tune. Let's see. How about using boxers as an example? It doesn't have to be boxers, but it's pretty easy to understand. Boxers, their job is to punch people. But not just to punch people. They painfully cut weight and train every day to skillfully punch people. To effectively punch others, to efficiently defeat others. They work diligently at it every day, like sharpening a blade. What do you think of that? There are people like that. And? Well, no, that's not all. They just punch each other, but they don't kill their opponents. Sure, some could die from accidents, but it isn't considered murder. Is that incredible? You mean it's okay to kill? No. You aren't supposed to kill, but you could. Isn't that a huge contradiction? That's not all, because a boxer's fist is considered a weapon. Because a boxer's fist is considered a weapon, they aren't allowed to fight outside the ring. Oh, this is incredible. They know a boxer's fist is a weapon, so why is there such a profession in the first place? If it's a weapon that could kill, they should abolish it. Killing is wrong. Killing's wrong. But this world is full of tools to kill. Even the law allows it. But they say it's not all right to kill. This can only be considered chaos. If common sense is what is thought of as good as by a majority of people, then we aren't out of tune. If there's anything out of tune, it's this world. All that said, I don't necessarily hate boxing. There are a lot of professions out there, but there aren't any others where you can be so stoic about your objectives. You strengthen yourself by cutting yourself off from all temptations. Humans are interested in strength they can easily comprehend. That's why competitions will never go away. Of all these competitions, the ones that people like the most are the ones where contestants hurt each other. Admiration of the strong, a mindset that can only be drawn towards strength. That's probably a very healthy mind. As guys like him and I can only think of results, our colors might be similar, but our shapes should be completely different. Something you can concentrate on and forget yourself. That doesn't become an individual's free will. Those that worship education, those who immolate themselves in art, those who advance themselves in business. If an individual could decide that, then this world would be a pretty puzzle that could be understood. But this puzzle is full of holes. Pieces are missing and a lot of pieces don't fit. Oh, I see. You like to talk a lot, don't you? I had a friend like that once. How do I say this? Well, he didn't have anything, which is why he looked like he didn't want anything. To me, he seemed very isolated. Isolation is just another name for loneliness, right? That's why it bugged me. Didn't want anything? What about you? Is there something you want? I don't know. I think I used to, but I can't remember now. What about you? Well, everyone wants something, but I haven't found anything worth dreaming for. A fire within me that caused me to lose my mind. Well, tonight was maybe my first time feeling that. That means you're a killer too. I don't know. Can't be sure yet. What about you? Is killing fun? Are you stupid? If it was fun, I'd be doing it non-stop. There isn't any reason. Once you start, you just get hooked. I see. I think I understand a little bit. In other words, it's not a matter of liking or disliking the murder. It's a matter of when he does kill someone, whether he can devote himself to that action. It's probably the difference between being in or out of tune. Hey, didn't you ever take apart a radio when you were a kid? Radio? I never killed anyone like that. Okay, that what? Okay, that's pretty funny. Right, thanks for being a moron. To be honest, that was a joke. Animate objects and inanimate objects are completely different. Maybe people like us should be doctors instead. A doctor? I hate medicine. When you get a shot, don't you feel yourself getting diluted? It's like you're becoming a puppet, right? Looks like Honest Mids Michael is an anti-vaxxer, huh? Is that so? I have my own doctor, so I take medicine like it was nothing. It really was a lot of fun. He stands up. And with empty eyes, he looks down at me. Well, we don't need the two of us in this town, right? Two lions in a cage this small won't even be able to mark their own territory. Looks like he's going for his knife. The inorganic reek of murder. He really does want to fight to the death. You shouldn't. I say quite naturally. Why? Well, as a living creature, you're stronger than me, but... Oh, if it's a fight to the death, I'm superior to you. He grinds his teeth. After a twitching smile, he laughs extremely loudly. What? Was that funny, killer? The man continues to laugh. Just when I thought I'd just have to leave him, he stops laughing and looks at me. You're right, you know. Saying that, he starts to walk away. Guess this is a good opportunity. Now that someone like you is here, I should probably leave town. Well, I don't really intend to take your place. Nah, it's useless. You got hooked tonight, right? And it'll be the same tomorrow. You won't be able to endure it, even for a day. Well, I hope we won't meet again. Raising a hand, he disappears. Hearing that we wouldn't meet again, I got to get a little sad. At my feet there are about 10 cans of coffee he drank. In other words, he'll never pay me back for these. I'm having a hard time understanding the fact that we just had coffee and casual conversation with Roa. And like that was Roa, right? That wasn't Shiki. That was Roa, right? Or was that Shiki? Either way, doesn't matter. That's wild. I make it back to my room. It's almost dawn. I should just forget everything and go to sleep. That was wild. Cain. Cain! Oh god. As in Cain and Abel, the siblings who kill each other. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, well, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time for some more Let's Read Tsukihime. Have a good one, guys. Don't kill. Don't kill. Get vaccinated. Drink coffee. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.